Hello, everybody. My name is Krystal Ball, true story, that is really my name. And I wouldn't quite be the nation's youngest lawmaker, but I would be the first woman ever under the age of 30 to serve in Congress, which we are excited about. So although my perspective as a young candidate is interesting, what I really want to speak with you about is the way that our campaign operates. Because not only am I a young candidate at 28, our entire staff is under the age of 30. We range from 19 to me being the oldest at 28. And I think the way that we function internally is very interesting and reflects a shared set of sort of Gen Y values that will be interesting to you. I think I pushed it. There we go. So this is all just to convince you that what we're doing is being effective. Sam Rayburn, the former Speaker of the House, has this famous quote that I love where he essentially says there are two types of people in politics, people who can count and people who lose. So we can count. We have raised well over $500,000. We were the #1 campaign in the country in terms of online fundraising. We've had literally thousands of donors across the country contribute to our campaign, and I was very proud that the Washington Post called me a prolific fundraiser. We have been featured in national media, including Marie Claire Magazine, Lou Dobbs, MSNBC, and when it comes down to it, I was running in the primary against a retired Army colonel. He had been planning on running for the seat for 4 years. He had built the relationships, he had laid the groundwork. I, on the other hand, started a year ago. I'd never seen myself running for Congress before. I got into the race, and we got so far ahead in the primary that the retired Army colonel was forced to drop out, and I became the Democratic nominee for Congress in this district about a week ago. So we have delivered the goods. Now this video will give you a sense of our campaign and some of the more traditional aspects.
Joining the meeting now, first Krystal Ball. She is a Democrat trying to unseat the incumbent Republican congressman in Virginia.
That is my given name. It's the name my parents gave me. My father actually is a PhD physicist, and he did his dissertation on crystals, and that is where the name comes from.
Well, I love it, and I welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
I am from King George, Virginia, and now I live in Fredericksburg with my husband and my little girl, Ella. There's no better place to grow up, and there's no better place to raise a family.
We are the proud parents of 3 lovely daughters, Holly, Heidi, and Krystal.
I've always been really close with my parents, and my sisters always took an active role in sort of trying to look out.
That just gives you a sense that we have done a lot of things in sort of a traditional sense. So even though we've been willing to think outside of the box, and I think we've been more flexible than traditional campaigns, this is a very sort of traditional campaign video. Looks a lot like the same thing you would do for a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old. Okay, here's some of the ways in which we're different. Okay, internally, as I said, everybody on the staff is under 30. We have a 19-year-old, we have a 22-year-old, everybody's really under the age of 25 except for me. Here are some of the ways that we operate which are different, and I'm also an entrepreneur. It's really a little bit of a startup mentality. We have no hierarchy. Okay, everybody knows their areas of responsibility, but in terms of decision making, everyone has a voice at the table. We try to get buy-in from everyone on the team and really build consensus because ultimately every single member of our team is completely committed to our success. And we want them to have buy-in in the decisions. So everybody from the 19-year-old who just started on the team to our campaign manager has a voice at the table if they have something they want to contribute, which we feel is very important. We consider ourselves to be pragmatic idealists. And what does that mean? So at the beginning of the campaign, one thing that I am fully committed to and would never compromise is I believe in full equality for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender people. Okay, it's out there. I'm running in a pretty conservative district in Virginia. That issue doesn't poll particularly well, but that's something I believe in. When I'm asked about it, I don't equivocate. It's out there. And everybody on our team accepts that that's my view, and we're not going to hide from it. Now, on the other hand, the pragmatic part comes in that we're not sort of putting it on the front of the website. It's not a key part of my platform. We're not doing ads about it. We're talking about it when asked. It's part of who I am and what I believe, but we're also not featuring it, so we're doing this in a very pragmatic way. We value growth over security, and I think myself running for this seat as a 28-year-old when I was doing some sort of more stable things before this is a testament to that fact. I think another testament to that fact is the fact that we see now out of our Ivy League schools, 1/10, 1 out of every 10 Ivy League graduates is signing up for Teach for America. This is a generation that is really looking for growth. They're looking to contribute, and that's more important in many cases than having a sort of secure, stable job. We operate in an ultra-high trust environment. What that means is each person on the staff we are completely committed to. We believe in them, we trust them, and we empower them to make decisions and have their own accountability. Okay, so for example, we don't have an expense report policy. We don't have a vacation time policy. We trust that everybody on our team, in their commitment to the campaign, will make the best decisions for the campaign, and that's worked very well for us. We value function over form, so we don't care what the thing looks like, we just care that it works well. Now, our outward face is very stylish, it's very sleek, but in terms of our internal operations, we moved our offices all around the office to different spaces until we found the right configuration, and that's the way that we've functioned. This next one, authenticity and transparency, I think is really important. So we are the same people in the office that we are when we go home at night. There is no sort of facade that we put up when we're in the office that's our office persona, and then we go home and we're a different person. This has been critical to us because we work insanely long hours. We're in the office every night until midnight, every night. So in order to be able to sustain that, it's been very important that people feel like they can be comfortable, everything's out in the open. It's part of our having that high trust because we have to be able to know that people are being upfront with us. If there's a problem, we address it directly. And that's been a really critical part of our campaign, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute. We also value competence versus experience. My campaign manager is 21 years old. He's worked on a lot of campaigns. He was very involved in Hillary Clinton's primary campaign. He's extraordinarily competent. He came onto our race, and right before the first caucuses for our primary started, we literally swept every single caucus that we were competitive in because he is so capable and so competent. I didn't even think in the interview to ask how old he is. It's not relevant. It doesn't matter.
My name is Amy
This is our team.
And I am the field director for Krystal. I'm 22.
My name is Tim Sawinski, and I am a finance assistant.
I'm 19 years old.
I'm Andrew Walker. I'm a financial assistant for the campaign.
And how long have you been on the team?
Actually only a day and a half. I got in at about 8 o'clock last night and was making calls by 8:30.
My name is Danny Barefoot, and I am the campaign manager. I am 21 years old.
My name is Chris Russell, and I believe my title is Deputy Finance Director.
My name is Sean Thomas Holohan, and I occupy the office. I work for a state senator, but in my off hours I volunteer for Krystal for Congress. I am the president of the Virginia Young Democrats. I'm in the office every day. I see a lot of what goes on here. I'm like the muse or the chorus in a Shakespearean play.
My name is Rebecca Walker, and I'm the finance director for Krystal for Congress.
Oh, hi, I have Krystal to speak with you.
Hi, is this Mr. Roberts? Hi, this is Krystal Ball. I'm a Democrat running for U.S. Congress. So it's not pretty, but it's effective. So the last thing that I want to talk about is, it's interesting, in the 2008 presidential election, obviously Barack Obama was a much younger candidate than John McCain. And I get asked by people when I'm speaking to them, do I have a greater following among young people because I am a young person? It has much less to do with the fact that I am a young person than the fact that I share the values of the generation and emphasize them. These are a few of those values, and I'm about out of time here, but full equality, environmental protection, I think we'll have some speakers on that. Mass personalization, we do not value sort of conformity. Universal transparency, we contemplated having a webcam in our office. Our first assumption is that something should be transparent rather than the reverse. We don't value seniority or waiting in line or paying your dues. We think that if you're competent and you're capable, you should be there. And security is global, which I think we just saw in the last presentation. So thank you all very much. There's my little girl.